Hey guys, Cindy Williams here, the Wanderlust CEO. I have the amazing Charlene from Serendipity Travel. How are you doing today, Charlene?
Great, great. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. And you are a recent Careers on Vacation graduate. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Are you excited to be done after 12 weeks of building your business?
Yeah. It's nice to take that next step, right? Make it real.
It is. I know it is. Well, tell everybody, if you would, where you were before you did Careers on Vacation and where you are now.
Well, before Careers on Vacation, I did my own traveling, but I never been in the travel industry. So this is brand new for me. So I'm in the finance industry. It's not quite as exciting, but yeah. So I just thought, you know what? I need a change. I think a lot of people during COVID felt that way. I needed something for myself down the way. And I'd like to eventually transition from my current position into full-time doing this. So I needed your training because I knew nothing.
I love it. Well, and I love that you brought up that you're a traveler, and that's where so many people will say, oh my gosh, how would I even be a travel agent? I don't want to start over in my career. But you did come with experience. You are a traveler of the world. So I feel like you get to bring all of that with you, and learning how to parlay that into a new career when you're ready is a beautiful thing. So, and you mentioned something else. You did this in the middle of COVID because, all of the crazy. So kudos to you for like doubling down on your lifelong dream. And I know you were in the program, started 12 weeks ago when stuff was really, really scary. We're really coming out of that now, and we've seen this resurgence of travel. So I know everybody's super excited. And I think you get extra credit, like anyone doing the case studies and testimonials now, which we have a ton of them, which is great. But you had to make the decision to do this in such a tough time, but you did, and now here you are. So what has been your biggest win or celebration since taking the program?
It's not just one big win. I think it's been a lot of little wins because I honestly, because I'm a little older, social media, there's a limit to what I knew walking in the door. So every little piece has been a lot of little wins because there's so many pieces to what I'm doing. And every time I get those aha moments, I just really am thrilled. I'm going to be so well versed in social media in about a year. But yes, that's my little wins. They add up to big wins.
Because it can be scary, right? And it's not, running social media for a business is not the same as just being on social media. Like there are actual strategies you have to put in play to be relevant in that online market space. And it is intimidating if you've never done those things before. And look, I don't love learning new stuff either. Like in this year, we're all engaged in TikTok and Clubhouse and all these new things because we test all that stuff when it's new, figure out what works, and then that's what ends up in the program. But kudos to you for going, yeah, but you know what? I'm going to do it. So I love that. Yeah. And we have module after module of
yes.
helping you through all of the fun stuff there. Talk to me a little bit about, we have a lot of mindset work integrated into our program. It's kind of a cornerstone because as an educator for over 20 years, I've learned that I can help people get past their own blocks. They can move mountains, right? So how has the mindset work that was in the program either impacted you in your life or business?
It really helps you think about things you hadn't thought about, right? And help you move forward. But it never ends, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at. So in the beginning, I think back and I was so overwhelmed that it helped me think, okay, I can do this program. But now it means something different. Now it's like, okay, how do I grow the business? And so you can go back to those modules and they mean something completely different depending on what stage you're at. So that's how it's helping me throughout this.
Yeah, I love that, the way that you said that, because look, mindset for everybody last year especially was tested to maximum capacity, no matter what industry you were in. When I put mindset in this program, it was because I knew those things of, taking the limits off allows people to do more. We have never had to depend so heavily on the mindset cornerstone in our program than we did last year. Even me as a student of mindset for over 2 decades was like, whew, let me get that toolbox. You're right. Like, get the toolbox out and let me reuse these tools towards the obstacle that I'm facing today. I love that you said that, because it's not just about like, we're going to teach you how to set up a travel business. Like, you get that, it's included for the price of admission. But like, if those tools and people will have a personal obstacle, or what, like you said, you're getting to the other part of expansion now and doing those other pieces. I really like the way that you put that, because it's really reusing those tools for whatever you want to use them for. That's a beautiful thing. Those are the stories that hit home, because I put it in the program to make you more successful in your travel business, but when it extends past that and you can use it for more, I think that's amazing. So thank you. That was a beautiful share. Take me back to the beginning when you were thinking about getting into this. Were there any challenges that you had to overcome before deciding to work with us at Careers on Vacation? What was that process like for you?
Well, you know what? It's deciding that you're worth it, right? Mm-hmm. Are my dreams worth putting the money towards this? And so there was that piece, I think, was the biggest obstacle. Sitting down with my husband going, what do you think? How will this work? You know, who's going to make dinner when I'm busy learning over here after my 8 hours of working a regular job? So yeah, it was just knowing I was worth this time. And that was the biggest, not obstacle so much, but really the decision behind this. Like, is this right for me? And am I worth it? And I was. So here I am.
That's that worthiness question. That's a heavy question, right? And that's, especially, I always like, this comes up once in a while on these types of calls. I feel like as women, you know, we always put the kids first, or the other things first, or the house needs a new roof, or the whatever. And I always say, like, this is not like buying a fancy purse or a nice pair of shoes, or even going on a nice vacation. This is an investment, like, in your future and in what you want to do. Of course you are worthy. Of course, you know, not only are you worthy, but you're going to be able to transform your life and potentially your family's life. So I like that. And you also brought out time, which doesn't come out a lot on these calls. We hear about the financial, I had to overcome or save money or do the things so I could do it. But time is one. Like, how are we going to commit to doing this for the next 12 weeks? Because I want to get the most out of the program. That's what gets you results, right? So I love that you guys had a conversation and thought that through. Ultimately, you decided you were worth it. And I know you are too. So I think that's a beautiful thing. What would you say to that person who's sitting in that same seat you were just 12, 14 weeks ago, when you were like, wow, I would love to get into the travel industry, but I have no idea how to do this. I'm in it you're working full time. You have other obligations. You want the dream, but you don't know how to get there. What would you say to that person who's thinking about Careers on Vacation and is kind of on the fence about it?
Just knowing that the program itself is very detailed and helpful, but it's more than that. It's the group behind it. So there's a Facebook group where there's all the newbies, and you can say, hey, I'm struggling. And they're like, yeah, I'm struggling too, but how'd you get through it? And that was incredibly, I wasn't somebody who posted a lot, but I watched and listened. I'm one of those people. And that, I think, is truly what's different about this program, because in the finance industry, if I want to get certified, I get a book. It's got everything I need. I have to read through it, and that's it.
Yeah, those boring trainings where you're watching. Yes.
Yeah, this is different. So you do have that, but you also have the camaraderie of the people also starting, and then moving on to a new group where I do post more. Actually, now I'm in a group, right? And I'm growing more. I'm like, hey, what about this? What about that? And it's wonderful. It's a community that you're buying. You're not just buying a program, you're buying a community.
I love that. Not just a program, a community. And look, guys, there are a bazillion e-programs out there you can buy. great, you know, but that human touch is what makes the difference when you're like looking at your stuff at 2 a.m. going, oh my gosh, I have a question, and boom, you can go post a question, and by the next day, first thing in the morning, that's answered for you. Yeah, I like that factor of our program, just having the human touch, the personal coach that you have in place, and then, like you said, the community on those live calls too. You can show up, ask questions, do all the things, and then you get to go over to our grad group. So that's our beautiful community of hundreds of people that have come before you to support you, and people that know our secret processes and systems and all those goodies. So yeah. Charlene, I am so excited for you. I have one last bonus question, because I love the name of your company, Serendipity Travel. How did you come up with that name? That's like my favorite movie too, is Serendipity. I love that movie.
You know what? That was, I think, well, I can't say it's the hardest thing for everybody, but I think that is one of the most challenging things, was to come up with a name. And I literally wrote down name after name after name. I had paper and sheets and sheets. I literally cut them out and I put them around, you know, different orders, and somewhere along the line, that one stuck. I also had a couple good friends. What do you think of this name and that name? And you know what? It didn't have a personal, like, I'm on 5 acres. So that was one of them, you know, 5 acre travel. But it just didn't feel right. But this one, I don't know, it just hit home. But that's really it. I love the idea of serendipity. You know,
I do too. It's like, I always even in this business, I say when the student is ready, the teacher arrives. Like, I just trust the universe to put the right people in my field that I'm going to help and do all those things. And I do feel like there's that serendipitous element about that. So when I saw your name come across on the new agencies, I was like, I love that. That is the greatest. So, and when when you find that name, you know that you know that you know, and that's great. I know that's like the first few weeks people are in the program. It's like we do the polls and we're helping people do those. You're right. That's like the hardest decision, because you're committing to live with that name for a long time. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on everything. Thank you so much for being on the show today. I want to say to everybody out there, if you are sitting in the seat that Charlene was just 12, 14 weeks ago and going, I want to work in travel, especially now, like, when Charlene made the decision, it was a much harder decision because we were still in shutdowns and all the things. You guys, travel is back. Like, I just did a live stream today. Travel is back. Our agency is booking like bonkers. Our grad group is booking like bonkers. Our current clients are booking like bonkers. So it's one of those things where it's actually a much easier decision in today's climate, because everything is rebounding. And not only that, the silver lining that came out of last year was people need us, travel agents, more than ever. We have the greatest job security as we move forward. So I want to invite you to apply. Go to careersonvacation.com/ready now, and you can have a conversation with one of our enrollment coaches, and they will tell you all about the program, and we'll see if it's a fit to work together. So Charlene, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you over in the grad group. Hey guys, Cindy Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out my other content to help you grow and scale your very own travel business. And also, I invite you to travel around the world with me and find out what I'm doing in my portable, profitable, award-winning travel business. Check out the videos.